Welcome, everyone. One of the best ways to prepare for the IELTS speaking test is to see it in action. That's exactly what we're doing today with this complete mock test from Spinta. As you listen, think about what the candidate does well and where they could improve. Afterwards, we'll compare notes with a full performance breakdown. Let's begin. Good morning. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Good morning. My name is Emily Carter. You can call me Emily. I am originally from a small city, but I live now in the capital for work and study. I moved here 3 years ago for my job and some evening classes.
Do you live in a house or an apartment?
I live in a small apartment on the 3rd floor of a block. It is not very big, but it is bright and convenient. The building has a little garden, and I like that because I can sit outside when weather is nice. The kitchen is compact but efficient, which suits me well.
What's your favorite thing about it?
I think my favorite thing is the natural light in the living room. In the afternoons, the sun comes through and it feels warm and calm, a good place to relax after a busy day at work. Also, it is close to a park, so I often walk there on weekends.
Do you work or study at the moment?
At the moment, I work full-time as a marketing analyst, and I am studying part-time for a diploma in digital marketing. It keeps me busy, but I enjoy the mix of practical job tasks and academic learning. It helps me to apply theory to real projects at work.
What do you enjoy most about it?
What I enjoy most is the creativity and the problem-solving. We get data, and then try to make sense of it, to tell a story that will help the team decide. Also, I like collaborating with different people, designers, sales colleagues. It expands my perspective, and I learn new skills every week.
Do you enjoy listening to music?
Yes, I enjoy music a lot. I am very interested about music from different countries, especially indie and acoustic genres. I usually listen in the evenings or when I commute. Music helps me to concentrate or to relax, depending on the playlist. I sometimes go to small gigs with friends.
What kind of music are you most interested in?
I prefer music that has strong lyrics and a simple arrangement, like singer-songwriter or acoustic indie. Lately, I have been exploring folk from other countries, which is interesting because it tells a lot about culture. If I had more time, I would learn to play guitar to accompany those songs.
Now talk about a memorable meal you had. You have 1 minute to prepare.
One of the most memorable meals I had was at my grandmother's house when I last visited my family. It was a big Sunday lunch with everyone gathered around the table. The main dish was a slow-cooked stew with lots of vegetables and herbs, and she made fresh bread and a simple apple tart afterwards. The food tasted homey and comforting because it was made with ingredients from her garden. More than the food, what made it memorable was the conversation and the warmth. We talked about old family stories and laughed for hours. After the meal, I felt very content and close to my relatives, as if time slowed down briefly, and all small problems were not important. I think experiences like that remind me of the importance of tradition and sharing food with people you love.
Why was it memorable?
It was memorable because it combined food and family in a way I rarely experience now. Living in the city means we often rush, but that day everyone made time. Also, my grandmother uses recipes she learned as a child, and that connection to past makes the meal feel special and honest.
Who was there with you?
My parents, 2 cousins and my aunt and uncle were there. My little cousin ran around and made everyone laugh. That lively atmosphere, with voices and clinking plates, made the meal lively and unforgettable.
Let's move on. Do you think people's eating habits are changing?
Yes, I think eating habits are changing quite quickly. There is more interest in healthy eating and plant-based options now, but also a lot of convenience foods because of busy lifestyles. Social media influences trends, and people try new cuisines more often. However, this change is uneven. Some groups adopt new diets faster, while others keep traditional habits.
Why are people eating out more often these days?
I believe people eat out more because of convenience and the social aspect. Eating out fits a busy schedule, and it is also an activity for friends or colleagues. Restaurants now offer diverse choices, and delivery services make it even easier. In my city, many young professionals prefer trying different restaurants rather than cooking at home every night.
Do you think festivals influence what people eat?
Definitely. Festivals keep traditional dishes alive, and they encourage special foods that you do not eat every day. During holidays, people prepare recipes passed down through generations, so festivals act as a kind of cultural memory. At the same time, modern festivals sometimes introduce fusion cuisine which mixes old and new tastes.
Can governments do much to encourage healthy eating?
Governments can influence choices, but only to a point. Policies like food education in schools, subsidies for healthy produce, and limiting junk food advertising can help. But personal habits and culture are strong factors too. If I would have known more about cooking earlier, I would went to the market often and maybe eaten healthier, but habits are hard to change.
Is traditional cooking at risk of disappearing?
Traditional cooking faces challenges, but I do not think it will disappear completely. Many people value authenticity and seek traditional flavors in restaurants or at home. However, some techniques and recipes may fade if younger generations are not taught. Efforts like community classes or family meals can help preserve those skills.
Thank you. That is the end of the speaking test. The candidate demonstrated Band 7 level performance, with some characteristics of a 7.5 candidate. Notable grammatical errors included saying, "I am very interested about music" when it should be, "I am very interested in music," and saying, "If I would have known, I would went there," when the correct form is, "If I had known, I would have gone." These errors occurred occasionally and were mainly with complex structures. They did not prevent understanding. Fluency was strong with natural pacing and only minimal hesitation, and a brief self-correction in the introduction. Vocabulary was wide and appropriate, with words like convenient, authenticity, and fusion cuisine used accurately, though there was the occasional imprecise preposition. Grammar was generally accurate for simple and many complex forms, but there were slips in the conditional and past perfect structures. This performance merits a 7.5 because communication was clear, ideas were well developed, and vocabulary was varied. Small but noticeable inaccuracies and occasional imprecise prepositions prevented a higher band. To reach Band 8, the candidate should refine complex grammar accuracy and reduce the few slips in conditionals and prepositions. Thank you for practicing with this IELTS speaking mock test. Visit Spinta for more comprehensive mock tests and personalized feedback to boost your IELTS score.